So, we finally have the basically confirmed lineup for the 6.6 banners, and honestly, this is one of those versions where the poll decision is not as easy as it may look at first. Because on paper, every single 5-star here has something going for them, but once you actually look at account value, future value, and how realistic your resources are, the answer becomes a lot more clear. So in this video, we will go over everyone in the 6.6 banners, talk about what they bring to your account, and most importantly, whether you should actually pull for them or not. And the lineup really does look like earlier leaks already suggested. In Phase 1, we should get Nicole and Durin, and in Phase 2, we should get Mavuika and Lohen. So the banners are stacked, but that does not mean every banner is equally worth it for every player. Some of these are much easier recommendations than others. So let's start with Nicole, because for me she is the easiest recommendation in the entire patch. I genuinely think she is a must-pull. Universal supports are always the kinds of characters that instantly improve an account, because they do not just work for one team. They keep helping you again and again every time you build something new. That is why characters like that age so well. A strong support is never only about today. It is also about what they will do for all the teams you build later. And Nicole really looks like that kind of character. She looks like a character who can fit into many different comps and immediately make them better. That already makes her one of the highest value pulls in the patch, but what pushes her even further for me is that if you pulled Varka earlier and felt that he was a bit weak or underwhelming, Nicole looks like exactly the kind of character that can change that feeling fast. Some characters do not look insane on release because they are missing the right support around them, and Nicole really feels like one of those units that can unlock much more from older or earlier carries. Then we have Durin, and I think he is the second strongest pull recommendation in the patch. What is kind of funny here is that he is already getting a rerun very early, just 4 versions after his release in 6.2, but at the same time it also makes sense, because Durin is just that good. He is basically an S+ tier sub DPS with strong off-field pyro application, very good personal damage, and a lot of flexibility. That combination alone already makes him very valuable because the best off-field units are always the ones that can fit into many different teams without asking too much from you. Another thing that makes Durin interesting is that he is flexible enough to also act as a main damage dealer instead of only being an off-field unit. That kind of role flexibility is always nice, because it means he is not trapped in one identity. Some players may use him more as a sub-damage dealer, others may try to build around him more directly, and both options are part of why he has held his value so well. And of course, being a Hexarai character also means he helps provide buffs to a range of older Mondstadt characters, which is a pretty cool bonus if you like those units and want to make them feel more relevant again. Now, the one weakness you should keep in mind is that his resistance shred and part of his supportive value become weaker if you are not using another Hexarai character in the party. That does not suddenly make him bad. Not even close. He is still a fantastic unit. But it does mean that his best form is not always fully active in every random team. So if you want absolutely everything from Durin, then team context matters a little bit. Then we get to Mavuika, and this is where things become a bit different. Because Mavuika is still one of the best, if not the best, pyro main damage dealers in the game. She is the Pyro Archon, so obviously she is extremely strong, and she is also one of those characters who has a very high ceiling and feels impressive right away. So from a pure strength point of view, yes, she is also highly recommended. If you want a top-tier damage dealer, Mavuika is absolutely one of the best answers. And what makes her extra valuable is that she is not locked into only one role either. She can also work as a sub-damage dealer in a way that is genuinely good and comparable to Xiangling. That role flexibility gives her more value than a lot of normal carries have, because even if you are not using her as your main on-field unit all the time, she can still contribute in a meaningful way. She also has that unique energy mechanic, which means she does not need energy recharge the way many other burst-focused units do, and that is obviously a huge plus. It makes building her a lot easier in some ways, and it lets her focus harder on raw output. On top of that, She brings exploration benefits on land, sea, and air, which is not the main reason to pull her, but it is still a really nice bonus for everyday play. Now, her main weakness is that this same unique energy mechanic really pushes her toward Natlon characters when she is played on field, because that helps reduce her burst downtime. So while she is incredibly strong, her smoothest and most comfortable teams do have a bit more of a preference built into them. And then we have Lohen, and this is where my answer becomes the most cautious by far. Lohen is a cryo-polar main damage dealer, and on top of that he is a standard character who will be added to the standard banner in the next version. That already makes him a much harder sell for most players. Because when a character is going to standard that soon, it becomes really difficult to recommend spending a lot of limited resources on them unless you just personally love the character, or you know exactly what you are doing. That does not automatically mean Lohen is bad. I am not saying that. But standard characters are almost never the safest value pulls, especially when they are selfish main damage dealers. And 6.6 is already stacked with much stronger overall value options, so it becomes even harder to justify him from a meta or account efficiency point of view. But there is one very important tip I can give you here, and this honestly matters more than Lohen himself for some players. If you actually want Lohen's signature weapon, this is by far the best time to get it. And the reason is simple. If he moves to standard and only comes back through something like a Chronicled Wish later, then his weapon may become much more annoying to get in the future. And if you lose on the weapon banner now, losing to Mavuika's weapon is obviously way better than losing on some Mondstadt Chronicled Wish weapon later, where a lot of the possible outcomes are just terrible. So if we put the whole patch together, my overall pull priority would still be pretty clear. Nicole is number one for most accounts because she is the safest, most universal, and most future-proof value in the entire patch. After that, I would honestly put Durin and Mavuika on the same level because both of them are extremely strong, just for different reasons. Durin is the better choice if your account wants a top-tier sub-damage dealer with strong off-field pyro application, personal damage, and support value. While Mavuika is the better choice if your account still needs a really strong main damage dealer who can carry hard and also has some flexibility. So between those two, it really comes down to what your account is missing more right now, a main damage dealer or a sub-damage dealer with supportive value. And then Lohen would be last for me unless you just really like him, because the fact that he is going to standard next version makes him much harder to recommend over the others. Let me know in the comments who you are going for in 6.6 and whether you are pulling for pure meta, for favorites, or maybe trying to do both. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.